Supreme Court's leaked draft decision to overturn Roe v. Wade has caused a lot of emotional reaction from both pro-life and pro-choice groups. All right, taking a live look in Washington, D.C. right now, day two of divided protests, people on both sides rallying outside the Supreme Court.
Yeah, rallies continuing here in Connecticut as well. Despite downpours, students and staff were out in protest at Quinnipiac University this morning. Now, there are a lot of questions on what would happen if the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Here locally, Connecticut does have strong legal protections in place for a woman's right to choose. So would anything change if it's overturned? Fox 61's Matt Caron live at the state capitol with some answers for us. Matt.
Yeah, hi, guys. Let's remember that simply overturning Roe v. Wade would not make abortion illegal. What it would do is mean that abortion rights are no longer federally protected. However, that being said, there are 26 states that have what are called trigger laws, which may essentially kick in and make abortion illegal in those specific states, so long as Roe v. Wade is overturned. For Connecticut, abortion rights are state law. But in the wake of the draft decision, support is building to protect them even more strongly via a state constitutional amendment.
We're looking at least 4 years before someone might see that on the ballot.
That's because you need a 2/3 or supermajority in both the House and Senate to put a constitutional amendment on the ballot for voters.
I'm a pro-life Catholic, and so on a personal level, it's not something I support. I think we should be encouraging life in this state.
This session, Connecticut did pass House Bill 5414, a pro-abortion bill. Now awaiting the governor's signature, it does two things. It allows not only doctors, but nurses, midwives, and physicians' assistants to administer medical abortions.
It was an expansion of a scope of practice on who can perform an abortion without providing the necessary training.
It also protects people seeking or assisting with abortions from being sued or sent back to a state where abortion is illegal to face criminal charges.
Without this provision, another state could extradite a provider, for example, here in the state of Connecticut, or the Uber driver, or the individual that allows that person to stay at their home.
The Supreme Court has what's called a doctrine of stare decisis, which essentially bars them from changing their minds on a case they've already settled. But
even if it thinks that case was probably wrong, unless there are strong reasons for doing so.
And constitutionally, federal laws
are the supreme law of the land
and will always supersede state law. However, not all federal law is imposed on the states. For example, marijuana is illegal at the federal level, but because there's a state law that says it's legal here in Connecticut, the DEA doesn't enforce that as long as you're within the border of the state. A similar principle also applies when offering protection from deportation for undocumented immigrants. The bottom line here is, even though if Roe is overturned, not much will immediately change right away here in the state of Connecticut. We're live at the Capitol Complex in Hartford. Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.